Now we're going to talk about the Microsoft Excel. So Microsoft Excel is the spreadsheet program in Microsoft Office. So we have in Microsoft Office program called Excel or spreadsheet program. What is a spreadsheet? It is a grid of rows and columns in which we enter text, numbers, and the results of calculation. As we are usually use the Excel program to make the math calculations. So we insert inside the rows and columns the numbers to get the sum or any result of any calculation we wanna do. In Excel, a computerized spreadsheet called worksheet. This worksheet or the file used to store the worksheet is called a workbook. So we're having a workbook contains spreadsheets, and these spreadsheets are used in Excel, and we usually save them on the computer. Okay, so what can I do with Excel? Why do I use Excel? I can use the application Microsoft Excel to make many things. For example, you can enter two basic kinds of data into worksheet cells, numbers and text. For example, I can write in a cell or my name, and in the cell next to my name I can write my age or my favorite number. Okay, so we can enter two basic kinds of data inside the same worksheet cells, like numbers and texts. We can use Excel to create budgets, to work with taxes, or to record the student grades. So we're using the Excel to make the students' grades or to work with taxes. So we mainly use Excel to make the math calculations. We can use also Excel to list the products you sell, to record the student attendance. For example, I can use the Excel sheets to write the students' names, and beside each name I will write how many days he attended per month or per week. We can even use Excel to track how much you exercise every day and your weight loss, or how much your house remodel is costing. The possibilities using the Excel are endless. So, how to create a new workbook? As we explained before, that the workbook contains many spreadsheets. When we start Excel, you open a workbook that is called Book 1. Each new workbook comes with 3 worksheets, like pages in a document. We enter data into the worksheets. Worksheets are sometimes called spreadsheets, as we explained, and the workbook has 3 tabs, one for each of the 3 worksheets. So the workbook contains many spreadsheets, and the spreadsheets and the workbook also has 3 tabs, one for each of the 3 worksheets. As we can see here, this is the window will appear in front of us when we use the Excel sheet. You can see here 3 tabs as we explained. Okay, sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, these are the spreadsheets, and the 3 tabs with the names of each sheet. So it's a good idea to rename the sheet tabs to make the information on each sheet easier to identify. For example, instead of writing sheet 1, I can write here grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3. So we may call these tabs January, February, and March for budgets, or for student grades for those months, or North Coast and West Coast for sales regions. You can add and delete traditional worksheets as needed. To rename the sheet tabs, right-click the tab and click Rename in the menu options. So if I want to rename any of these tabs, all what I have to do is to right-click on them and to choose Rename. Okay? So to create a new workbook, what should I do? Click the Microsoft Office button at the upper left, then click New, in the new workbook window, click blank workbook. As we can see here, this is the office button. It is usually on the upper left of the window. So click here, then choose new, and then you can choose blank workbook. This is the way to create a new workbook. Okay? And when we open the Excel, first thing we will find here called the office ribbon. This called the office ribbon. The Microsoft Office button is here. Can you see number 1? I am pointing to the Microsoft Office button. This button takes place of the file menu in the previous Office programs. When we used the Word before, as you remember, we found here usually menu called file, but in Excel it's called Microsoft Office button, and this is a replacement of the file menu. Okay, and then when we click here, we will find new, and then we can choose a new workbook. So things that you can do with the office button, we can do many things. As you can see here, we can create a new document, we can open a document, we can use save and save as, we can print, we can send, we can close, we can open recent documents, we can add word options. So we can do many things with this office button, and we said it's a replacement of the file button that we used before in other office programs like the Word, if you remember. And we're using this to create a new document, to open a document, to save, to close, to publish, or even to use a word options.